Hey honeys, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is KKAÖ by KKB and I'm an expert makeup artist and beauty educator. I'm here today to break down step by step how to truly achieve the most flawless, soft glam makeup look. If you're a beginner, don't worry, I got you. I'll show you and explain every step so you become a pro of your own in no time. In today's tutorial, I'm focusing on the skin because prioritizing makeup application, placement, and blending and finish is really essential for achieving a flawless soft glam look. So I'll be focused on achieving smooth airbrush skin, precise placement, seamless blending, and a polished finish to enhance your already very natural beauty. Okay, so let's jump right in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is use this tool to smooth out the foundation on the face, to spread it as well as to create a thin layer. Next, we're going to use a damp beauty blender sponge, and the reason why we damp the sponge is to prevent the sponge from soaking up too much of the foundation. The damp sponge also ensures that the foundation is applied evenly and provides a natural dewy skin-like finish. It also helps to prevent the makeup from coming out looking very cakey. To damp the beauty blender sponge, run it under water until water gets all throughout the sponge. Then when you're done, turn off the water and squeeze out all the excess water from the sponge. The next thing I'm going to be doing here is applying some foundation on her neck. This will help to make the neck and face more consistent in color. Her neck seems to be a bit darker than her face and has a bit grayish tone to it, so I'm just going to be applying a bit of foundation that has a red undertone to cancel out and correct the darkness. Next, we'll move to concealer application. Now I'm going to be using the lighter of the two concealers here, Butterscotch, and this shade is about 2 shades lighter than her foundation. You don't want to go more than 2 shades lighter because makeup can come out looking a bit unnatural. So you want to spread the concealer under the eyes in a triangle shape, starting from the inner corner of the eye to the outer corner of the eye. Please notice that I didn't apply the concealer right under the lash line, as well as I didn't bring it too much onto the cheek. Doing these two things can cause the makeup to look a bit more unnatural. So now we'll contour the face using my absolute favorite contour stick from KKAÖ Beauty. It's called the Sun Sculpt Bronzing Stick and it's in shade Cinnamon Stick. This one was formulated for women of color. It sculpts and contours the face with tones that won't make the skin look gray or muddy while bringing that sun-kissed glow and sculpt to the face. Look at how many times I'm able to apply the Sun Sculpt stick onto the face and it doesn't build up and look gray and muddy. It's amazing, like seriously made for women of color. So for your contour, you don't want to go anything more than 2 shades darker to maintain that soft, natural glam look. For your cheek contour, apply it on the actual cheekbone itself. So if you don't know how to locate your cheekbone, you can make a fish face or smile, and the point where you feel that bone sticking out, the highest point of your face, that's the cheekbone. I'd like you to apply the contour right there. This will help to maintain a feminine and lifted look. Also, please make the line wide enough so it's easy for you to blend out later. Now for the nose contour, because you want it to be soft, I'm using a color that's a bit lighter. It's called Brown Sugar. So you basically get some contour on a small brush and you just blend it back and forth down the sides of the nose bridge, and you want to make sure that the line is straight. And also keep the line right by the sides of the nose bridge so that the nose has a snatched look. If you always mess up this step, you can skip it and I'll show you an easier way to do it later. And if you're loving this video so far, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Now to blend out the contour, I'm going to be using this brush. It's called a Clip Design brush and it's from Shein. It's actually very easy to use to blend out your contour. So first, you want to gently pat along the contour line up and down. And you're doing this to blur out the line. Now you're going to go onto the forehead and do the same thing, just pat against the line. As well as you want to go back and forth from the hairline onto the forehead. This is to help blend it seamlessly. Now we're going to go back onto the cheek. And this time we're going to blend out the harsh lines. So we're going to put the brush by the end of the contour line and we're going to flick up from the foundation into the contour to get a blend there. You can also gently tap back and forth from the foundation into the contour to blend that region as well. So now I'm going to switch to the edge at the top of the contour line and I'm going to flick the brush from the foundation into the contour back and forth to get a nice blend there as well. So now we're going to apply some liquid blush onto the highest point of that same cheekbone. Liquid blush just adds so much to a soft glam look because it gives a subtle flush of color that makes it look like the cheek is glowing from within. It just really gives a nice, vibrant, soft, feminine look. The liquid blush I'm using is the KKAÖ Beauty Jelly Liquid Blush in shade Watermelon Pop. I love this shade. It's like a mix of like a vibrant pink as well as like an orange. And it just really gives a beautiful baby doll flush of cheek color without it looking like you're painting on pink onto your cheek. Alright, so I just grabbed my beauty blender sponge, I squeezed it to make it narrow like the nose and kind of blended out that highlights on the nose bridge. Then I'm taking a fluffy blending brush and blending down the sides of the nose bridge and bringing it onto the eyelid for a seamless transition between the nose and the eyelid. Now using the same beauty blender sponge, it's time to blend out the light concealer by the chin, just by tapping. So we're just going to make sure we blend the chin and we're going to move on above the lip as well as around the nose. So now that we're carefully blended out above the lip and around the nose, you want to bring the beauty blender sponge up to under the eye and blend out that region nicely. And when blending the under eye region, you want to use the pointed tip of the sponge. Now we're going to flip the beauty blender sponge to a clean side, squeeze it to make it narrow enough to only blend the liquid blush. Now you want to gently tap back and forth on the liquid blush and side to side for a seamless blend. So before we go ahead and set our makeup, this is the time where you look at your makeup, make sure everything is blended properly. You can add more contour, add more highlight if it's not vibrant enough. This is really a major key why makeup artists' makeup looks so polished. It's because they make sure to go back and add more product if needed. Now look at the cheekbones. Do you see how much more defined it looks because we built up the product? The secret to glam makeup is to really start with less and build up as you go. Okay, so now we can go ahead and set the makeup. I'll be using the One Size Beauty setting powder in shade Sweet Honey. Can't lie, I love this one. And if you have issues with under eye creasing, let me tell you what to do. First, you want to make sure that your whole face is moisturized, your under eye is moisturized before you go ahead with the makeup. You want to blend your concealer really well. And then the next thing you want to do is keep looking up until it's time to apply the powder. Oftentimes under eye is creasy because it's not blended properly and because you didn't look up or you were looking around and then the concealer got time to crease up. So try to make it quick that you set the powder right after you blend it out. Okay, now I'm going to be showing you my set and bake technique that will literally prevent under eye creasing. So instead of patting in the powder, you're going to gently place a generous amount of powder under your eyes. This is basically what they call baking. Now the baking is going to help to prevent the creasing, reduce the appearance of fine lines, and make the makeup more long lasting and give a brightening, smoothing effect. After you've set and baked the under eye, you want to take the excess powder off the powder puff and get the powder around the mouth, around the nose, by the chin, and then you're going to grab a brush and dust off the excess powder on the mouth, around the nose, and by the cheek. It's important to brush away the powder by the cheek because we need to clean up this area so that when we set our cheek contour, it doesn't come out looking blotchy or patchy. Also, don't forget to set the nose as well. Now I'm going to go with so many of my honey's favorite, the KKAÖ Beauty Artist Essential Powder Palette. This is 12 buildable high definition matte powders to be used around the face. Honestly, I can't do anything without it. Not only as a makeup artist, but just when I'm doing my own face, I use it to lighten and darken areas around my face. Okay, so how do you use it? You want to find a color that looks similar to the contour area we're about to set, but start with a lighter version of the color and then go darker if it's too light. So you want to swirl your brush around in the powder and then pat it onto the face. This palette has warm tones, so it's great for bronzing and brightening the face for women of color without giving you that gray or ashy look. Now here's a great beautiful way to sculpt the nose. You can just use powder and go up and down the side of the nose using a fluffy, narrow blending brush. And remember, please set your entire nose with setting powder before doing this so it doesn't come out looking blotchy. Okay, so if you're a beginner, you can skip this part. I'm just going to take a powder puff and grab a color that's similar to under her cheekbone and just set it. And then I'm going to apply a bit more to kind of give a baking effect under the cheekbone to sculpt it. Okay, so the next part is my favorite part, which is blush. And I'm sorry, there's no soft glam without blush. I cannot live without this blush palette. This is the KKAÖ Beauty Barb blush palette. I've even seen other companies try to copy these tones, but it does not look quite the same. So definitely I would grab this blush palette. So first I'm gonna add these bronzy toned colors, the two orange colors there, onto her cheek. I'm going to apply it where I applied the contour, and this is just to add vibrancy and give the face a nice warm sun-kissed glow. Next, I'm going to sweep my brush into the top three colors, so the pink, the peachy, and that darker pink, and I'm just going to apply this on the higher point of the cheekbone. And I'm going to go up and down the cheekbone, and I just use a little bit at a time to build up the color. You see me patting and sweeping it. And just for a little extra sculpting, I'm going to be using that purplish looking deep color. It's called Black of the Berry. I'm going to use it to sculpt the cheekbones a bit more. Then I'm going to grab for that beautiful pink color called Sweet Girl Key at the front, just to give the face a nice baby doll look. Next, I'm going to be using brown eyeliner to define the eyes. Now, if you are really light skinned, you don't need to use a brown eyeliner. You can just use a bit of brown, something soft, under your eyes as eyeshadow, just to blend it there. And if you're darker than this beauty here, you can go brown eyeliner or a dark brown and smoke it out with a dark brown color. Smoke it out means you're just blending out that color using a small pencil eyeshadow brush. Now to wrap up this makeup look, we're just gonna tap away the setting powder under the eyes and around the face. So notice the way I'm tapping it and sweeping it away. And you want to do this for anywhere on the face where there's setting powder. You want to keep doing this until everything is blended seamlessly and it literally looks soft and airbrushed. Now this is why this powder palette is so great. So I'm using it here around the mouth to darken the color a bit, to make it look more like her skin, as well as to soften my nose contour. And then to finish up the makeup, I'm just going to do a bit of highlighter on the tip of the nose and in the center of the nose bridge, as well as some on her cheek. This is optional. And we want the body to glow as well. So I'm going to be using my favorite body oil from Jamaica, Barn Hill Organics. And this is an all natural oil. I'm going to rub it on her chest and her shoulders. And I'm going to seal it with this setting spray. I'm going to add my favorite mascara. And there we have it. That's the final look. Thank you so much, my honeys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss another Sunday upload. Please like and comment and let me know what you think, as well as what you'd like to see next. Love you. Bye.